Okay, hello, good morning. Vicente Fallos. I hope you're doing well. This is one video. I want to discuss with you one topic that maybe you thought about it, whatever is a super hype, and is if it will take our jobs. Okay? That could be developers. That could be also okay. So what is the future of our jobs? And I have some thoughts here that I would like to share with you. And I did this slide to allow you to follow me on the explanations. So, so as introduction, okay, what is the topic to discuss here? Yeah, will AI take our IT jobs in the near future? My answer is no. Okay, and I say that after digging deep in what AI is able to do with code generation. Also, read about AI, see other YouTubers talking about that, and my experience as a IT consultant, as a developer also. So my answer is no, and how I sustain what I'm saying. For that, it's important to differentiate in two different generations of content. Okay, AI generation. We are talking all the time about AI generate content, and I differentiate about two different ways: the AI pure generation and the AI supervised generation. And I think this is very important because there are millions of different use cases that we can have in our day-to-day, and each of these use cases fits one of these two classifications or two categories, and I will tell you why. So the first one is the AI pull generation. That is the one that we see in the YouTube's influencer channels, and we are wow, amazing. But for that, it's something that is really useful for us. It has to satisfy these two conditions. The very one is that the output is as it is. It means that we don't expect to modify the content that we get as an output. We don't expect to upgrade it. We are happy with the content, and even more important, what we get is good enough for us. Okay, maybe it's not perfect, but it's good enough. An example of that is I am writing a post and I need a header, an image for this post. So I write the prompt in ChatGPT, the introduction, the subject of the post, and then the ChatGPT outputs an image. It's good enough. Okay, I will get this image. I will paste as a part of the post, and it will work. It accomplished these two rules. Then, in this case, AI absolutely replaced some other resources we had in the past, like Splash for image repositories or a designer. But then we have the AI supervised generation. That is the one that is more realistic, in my opinion. And it has two conditions also. First of all, the content is suitable for the modifications or upgrades. Okay, here comes the classical output of code that we want afterwards to modify for any reason, because code evolves and we want to be sure that what we get is something that in the future we can also keep updating. And also for very complex use cases. This is where this supervised generation makes sense. But to explain you better, here is an example that we have seen already in YouTube. This classical guy says, hey, please do a to-do app in React 19. And you see how all the code is generated in real time, token by token. Okay, for example, we could say also here, build an app that uploads photos and lists them in a search. And add authentication authorization using React and Tailwind, and also add a database support, whatever it is. It could be also committed to GitHub and also deployed using Vercel. So the whole package you have approved, and that is true. It works. Okay, but this is not a real world example, because you could have, for example, the app. You need the app that is separated in different domains. You have the user domain, have to be his own microservice architecture. You have the photos that have to be a bucket in AWS, and also his own microservice, because there are a lot of things on the background using and editing these images. Also, you run in AWS with EKS, with Kubernetes. You have authentication, but the authentication is more complex than just a simple authentication in database. So you have a single sign-on authentication that has to be integrated with your company. And of course, you have your company CI/CD best practices. And not only this, also you were only told to write a MVP or a first iteration from this module. Okay, so in the future will be more iterations based in the needs of the stakeholders. That means that the code will be modified by your team, but other teams that are not in-house, so they're freelancers or people in other countries. So at the end, you see that is super complicated. How you can that prompt? You cannot prompt this. So you will get so many different small things that makes impossible that the AI generates for you this. But what it means this? It means that AI generation is not good for us. Of course, it's good for us. It's a very good thing. But we have that just as a building blocks. It's a tool. It's only a tool. We get the content, we get a task, and we ask AI to do that, and we put in our day-to-day. It makes us a lot more productive. And also, you have enough knowledge. It makes you somebody that can tackle almost everything in the whole IT stack. In my case, for example, as a full stack developer, I've been working beside other roles. I can now handle everything from the very, very front-end tasks until the DevOps, CI, CD, and infrastructure. So all I could handle right now with AI. And before, I was more limited because I had to get books and blogs, posts, and try to things, and a lot of things didn't work and didn't do exactly why. So I was to find the reason something didn't work. It took much longer. I remember once I had a project and I had to. It was the starting with Docker. Kubernetes was even not there. I was Docker Compose, and to put all the Dockers together, it took me 1 week. And now, using Kubernetes or CI/CD with GitHub Actions to wherever is super easy. So, what is the summary of my speech here? No, AI don't replace developers. AI just enable us to be Techniques developers, the ones that the unicorns, this kind of developers that we always thinking they don't exist. Now that exist. We are more productive. And the next question that they will tell you is, okay, if we are a developer is more productive, then one developer can do the job of 10 developers. Then we will have a shortage of jobs. And the answer of this is not so clear because we don't live in a static world, okay? So the economic rules say that if you increase the productivity, you get more money, higher salaries. That's the theory. And I really think that. I think that if a developer can output more than before, it doesn't mean will be a shortage of jobs. It means that more things will be outputted. More things will be delivered on the market. And the productivity will be so high that the salary will be also so high. And that is a good thing. So I am optimistic. I am not pessimistic about the future. Maybe things change in 5 years, but by now, I don't see too much of that. I see that, okay, we have new models, but we see now where are the limits of the models. Okay, we can have 3, 4 agents, whatever you want. It's not changing more since the last year. And also, I think that it will not change in the future. Maybe some tooling is coming, some very specific tool, like, I don't know, a tool that helps us to debug. Okay, that could help. And also it can happen that slowly the companies are standardize the processes so the AI is more and more useful. So we narrow the use cases and the AI can connect better with everything and provide a better output to us. That could happen, but by now it's not happening. And also I want to tell you that we are human beings and human beings are not perfect and do a lot of errors. Also, I have been working with APIs, I don't know, for naming, what was the one? Service Now, and also the e-commerce from Magento. And the documentation there and what the API was doing was two different things. So I cannot imagine the AI who can consume an API from Magento when the documentation doesn't fit what it's really doing. So the AI will be just broken. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for listening. Wish you a very, very good day. Bye bye.